Hola clase, en esta lección vamos a aprender de y repasar los infinitivos. So the form of the verb, that means to do something. So the whole big form of the verb. So what does that mean? It means that there is no subject attached to this verb. The verb will end in the letter R, and it means to do something. Por ejemplo, llevar significa to wear. So we don't know who's doing the action here in this case. Hay tres tipos de los infinitivos, verbos de AR, ER y IR. To form an infinitive verb, if you are starting from the he, she, it form, so if you have a verb that ends in A or E, por ejemplo, habla termina con A, o come termina con E, you would simply just add an R. So that would give us from habla, we add an R, becomes hablar. From come, add an R, becomes comer. So this is starting from the he, she, it form of the verb, which a lot of you learned last year as kind of your starting point. So that's what you would do if that's where you're starting from. For those of you that learned the infinitives first, you wouldn't have to form anything. To form IR verbs, these can be a little bit more tricky. So in the he, she, it form, it ends in an E. What you have to do now, we have an extra step here, we have to get rid of that E and add an IR. Por ejemplo, escribe, lo que significa he, she, it writes. We would get rid of that E, so that gives us escribe, and then we add the IR, escribir. These must be memorized because there is no distinction between a verb that ends in an E, so there's no way of knowing if it's an ER verb or an IR verb as a result. So when are infinitive verbs used? They're used after another verb that already has a subject in it. Por ejemplo, quiere escribir. He, she, it wants to write. So the wants gives us the subject, quiere. We know who the subject is based off of this, ends in an E. It's the he, she, it form. And we want to say to write, so we use the whole big form, escribir, lo que significa to write. Same thing with me gusta. So anytime you have me gusta, te gustan, te gustan, any form of gustar, if there's a subject in it, which here there is, me gusta, the verb that comes after it is going to be the whole big form. And we've talked about this already. So me gusta comer, I like to eat.